It's Sunday afternoon and I'm on the way to the train. I've bought a bike in Luleå, which is more than 1,000 kilometers away up north from Stockholm, and I am going to take the train into Stockholm, get the night bus, sit on the bus all night, go up to Luleå, pick up my new bike, put on my rack and some panniers, and then ride it back to Stockholm. Should be a nice trip.
I wasn't really planning to set off on a long bike trip this summer. I was sort of intending to stay local for the complete summer. But I was looking online, as I tend to do, to see if I could find something interesting, and I found this bike with some components that I really wanted to have for some future projects and some stuff I wanted to try, and it happened to be in Luleå. And I started thinking straight away, why not set off on a trip? It would be perfect to go up there by the night bus, and then I would have a reason to set off on a longer trip back to Stockholm. Something I should be able to do in a little bit more than a week or so. At least that's what I thought to begin with. So I packed all my stuff, got all my racks and bags and everything I thought I would need for the bike packing trip back home, and then hopped on the train, went into Stockholm, and once there I hopped on the night bus that was going to take me to Luleå. I would get there early in the morning, meet up with the seller. He'd promised to help me mount my racks and gear on the bike, and then hopefully I'd be able to set off.
First stop on my way to pick up my new bike. Couple of hours on the bus, turn the grill. Bit of rain, which I hope will clear up. A nice rainbow, nice little break. Stretch my legs, and then ready for the rest of the long night on the bus.
Pretty nice, comfortable buses on the night bus that heads up along the east coast of Stockholm, but it's always difficult to sleep on the bus, and I didn't really get that much rest, but I tried to get as much as I could, tried to be in shape for the long day that I was sure was ahead of me, and it was just a matter of making the best of the situation. The bike I was going to pick up has a few special parts. It's a Gates carbon drive bike, and it also has a Lauf carbon front fork, which is a very special fork made in Iceland, and those are the two components I really wanted with the bike. I got a lot of help with the previous owner. He helped me fit everything I needed on the bike, and I was ready to set off from Umeå. Started out along some of the smaller roads, trying to stick to gravel roads and smaller roads. I mean, I wanted to avoid the highway, and the weather was nice. It was a brilliant riding, and I really enjoyed myself, especially the first few days. A lot of forests, country roads, open landscapes. It was real nice riding, and the bike proved really comfortable. Nice big fat tires. It had a butterfly handlebar, a sort of like touring handlebar that I've sort of avoided before because I think they look so ugly, but it was comfortable. I'd brought my saddle and I was just ready to go.
Start of day 2. First day worked out all right. Bike held together. I've just made a few adjustments. Hopefully today is going to be great. Yesterday they were predicting rain. Today, sun shining, beautiful blue skies, nice weather. Just couldn't be better. Now I've got to get going.
So I continued along many smaller roads, saw a lot of forests, tried to stay to gravel roads as much as I can, but in order to make some sort of distance, I had to sort of choose some of the slightly larger roads. But it was nice cycling, not a lot of traffic, and I'd been lucky with the weather so far at least. I even managed to find a few sections of abandoned older road where there was no traffic at all, and it was really nice. Quiet, easy, just rolling along and enjoying the travelling. But I suppose it had to happen. I mean, what's a bikepacking trip, especially in Scandinavia, without a little bit of rain?
Not quite as much fun today as it's been the last couple of days. Looks like it's going to rain like this all day. It's the start of day 4. I think I might just head into Umeå. It's about 60, 70 kilometers or something. I'm not quite sure the distance. It depends on how many turns this road takes. But I think I might just head in there and get out of the rain, call it a day, and relax. Pretty tired after the first 3 days, but it's gone well so far. More than 300 kilometers done. I am starting to realize it's going to take me longer to get back to Stockholm than I expected, because the distance is further than I expected. The distance isn't further, but the route I'm choosing is a lot more turns and back roads and stuff, and it adds a lot of kilometers to every day. But at least the scenery is great. Maybe not today though.
I had a few days of rain. It wasn't really that bad. I managed to stay basically dry. I mean, I was expecting it to rain a little bit. I mean, after all, I am in Sweden. But the days cleared up, and I wasn't the only one enjoying the sunshine and drying out. And as the roads dried up, it became nicer to travel again. And although it was a bit wet, a bit muddy, I actually had a bike with mudguards for a change, something which I usually don't have on my bikepacking bikes, but it proved to be pretty handy on this trip. I had some pretty nice weather, some nice stops, both to charge some equipment and to recharge me as well. But when I got into Örnsköldsvik, I decided to give myself a rest day, and again I spent some time online, and I managed to find this old 1966 Beetle that had been sort of slightly turned into a California looker. And as that is something that I have always wanted, I actually ended up buying it. It was a bit difficult packing everything into the back of the car and then heading back home, but that's what I did. And I suppose just as well as the weather turned really bad and it really rained for the next couple of days, but I sat nice and comfortable in my new old vintage car and just headed down the highway back home. Let's just say it was not something I was expecting to happen, but well, I've always been a big fan of serendipity. The car is a 1966 VW 1300. It's been slightly modified to have a bit of a California look, and I've been using it to get around town, to do everything from transporting heavy-duty drills to just getting around with my bikes. I've been quite fascinated by the amount of attention I get in it. I can't really stop anywhere without somebody coming up and talking to me about the car, which I suppose it should be both interesting and flattering. The thing is that it's a bit more attention than I really want. But I love the car. I'm going to slowly fix it up. It's not a car for me, more of a project, and I hope it'll feature more here on the channel as the year goes by.